The Standard Response Protocol, or SRP, is a program being implemented at McFarland High School that provides guidance to schools and first responders as to how to be best prepared for emergency situations that may arise in the school. SRP will not replace our current safety response policies, but does aim to give staff, students, and first responders a set of shared language and actions in order to make communicating during an emergency both as safe and efficient as possible. In the event of an emergency, whichever necessary protocol applies will begin with an announcement from an administrator over the PA system that will re-explain what all students and staff are to do. The SRP consists of 5 protocols: lockout, lockdown, evacuate, shelter, and hold.
Attention students and staff, this is Mr. Piavanetti, Assistant Principal at McFarland High School. At this time we are going into a lockout. Once again, at this time we are going into a lockout. We've received a report from the police department that there is a dangerous situation in the neighborhood, and the police have asked us to go into this lockout. That means that all students must return to their classrooms and should be inside the building immediately. Students should not leave their classes until the lockout is over, and classes may proceed as normal with their normal class activities. Once again, we are now in a lockout. All students should return to their classrooms. Students outside the building must return inside the building. Classes may proceed as normal. At this time, we are going into a lockdown. Once again, at this time, we are going into a lockdown. There is an intruder in the building and we do not know the intruder's location. A lockdown means that all classroom doors must be immediately locked. Students and staff must be out of sight. Lights must be turned off. Phones must be silenced and invisible.
Evacuate. In the event of an evacuation, you will be asked to evacuate to a specific location immediately. Bring your cell phones if allowed. They will help with reunification. Listen to the evacuation announcement. Locations may change.
At this time, we are going into an evacuate situation. Teachers are asked to please check their attendance rosters for accuracy and lead students along with their rosters and teacher identification signs to the McFarland High School football field. Students, we ask that you please stay with your class and follow your teacher's directions.
Shelter.
Again, we are going into shelter mode. When you hear the siren, please move with your teacher to a designated shelter area. Your teacher knows where that area is. Students, we ask that you please follow your teachers. Teachers, if the shelter area is in your classroom, as a reminder, please move to the wall furthest away from windows or the exterior wall and be seated on the ground with your back against the wall. If your classroom is not a tornado shelter, then students should follow their teachers to a tornado-safe hallway and be seated on the ground with backs against the wall and as far away from any window as possible. You don't need to duck and cover, but you do need to be seated with your back against the wall. Once again, we are now in shelter mode. Students and staff, please follow your shelter safety directions.
Finally, there is the hold. A hold will typically be used during a dangerous spill or medical emergency. In a hold, hallways should be cleared, all students should remain in classrooms, and teaching should continue as normal. Remember, it's important that we stay as calm and quiet as possible in the event of any emergency. Together, we can ensure that McFarland High School is as safe and prepared as possible. Thank you.